Welcome! You are preparing to leave the hospital, or maybe you already have. As the baby's caregiver, it's important you know how to prepare the baby's formula. To feed the baby their unique formula, it's important that you learn how to prepare it correctly at home. You may not be following the recipe on the formula can. Instead, you will follow a recipe provided to you when you leave the hospital. Continue to follow this recipe until the baby's pediatrician tells you to make changes. In this video, we are going to show you how to mix the baby's formula. You will need the baby's formula recipe, the formula powder identified in your recipe, the scoop that came with the formula powder, a utensil with a straight edge like a spatula or table knife, water, and a container for mixing. You can mix the formula directly in the bottle you will use to feed the baby, or you can make a bigger batch in a larger container to divide into individual bottles later. Make sure you're using water from a safe source to mix the baby's formula. If you are not sure if your tap water is safe to use for preparing infant formula, contact your local health department. To start, make sure to clean and dry your work area or surface. Make sure the container or baby bottle and the measuring scoop are clean. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when washing. Double check that the formula powder has not expired and the container is in good condition. This means no dents, puffy ends, or rust spots. Most formula powder expires 30 days from when the can was first opened or on the date stamped on the can, whichever comes first. When you first open the container, write the date on the lid to help you remember. Make sure you're only using the scoop that came in the can of formula powder. Different brands use different scoop sizes. Now that you have all of your materials, wash your hands with soap and water and dry thoroughly. Review the recipe carefully to understand the correct amounts of water and formula powder. This is called the ratio. For example, the recipe may say, for a small batch, add 2 ounces of water to container and then add 1 scoop of unpacked formula to the water. For a big batch, add 4 ounces of water to container and then add 2 scoops of unpacked formula to water. Each brand of formula has its own ratio, so check carefully. You could even make a chart. It is important to measure the water accurately. Too much water may not meet the nutritional needs of the baby. Too little water may cause the baby's kidneys and digestive system to work too hard and may cause the baby to become dehydrated. Add water to the container using the markings on the container to measure. Always check the water measurement before adding the formula powder. Measure the correct amount of formula powder using the scoop that came in the formula powder container. This is important. Do not pack the powder into the scoop unless your recipe tells you to. Use the spatula or table knife to level the powder in the scoop. Add the powder to the water in the mixing container. Seal the mixing container and gently shake to dissolve the powder. If you're mixing in a bottle, use clean hands and a tissue or paper towel to pinch the nipple closed. If you're not feeding the baby right away, mark the date and time that the formula was mixed on the container. You could use a Post-it note or masking tape. Place the container in the refrigerator. Please remember that once the formula has been made, you must feed it to the baby within 24 hours. Any leftover formula in the refrigerator that is more than 24 hours old must be thrown out. To warm a cold bottle of formula, place the bottle in warm water for several minutes. If you have a bottle warmer, follow the manufacturer's instructions. Never microwave formula. Microwaves heat liquids unevenly and can burn the baby. Shake the bottle after warming it. Always check the temperature of the warmed formula on the inside of your forearm before feeding the baby. Reminder, shake the bottle after taking it out of the refrigerator and before feeding. After you feed the warmed bottle to the baby, the formula in that bottle is safe for 1 hour from the time the baby starts drinking. After 1 hour, any formula left in that individual bottle must be thrown out. Once baby has eaten from the bottle, do not return the bottle to the refrigerator to save for later. This could lead to the growth of bacteria. Always thoroughly wash and sanitize everything before using again. This includes the bottle, nipple parts, and the mixing container. Once home, if you have any questions, ask the baby's pediatrician.